Sadly, the death of a teenager in NYPD custody. Tonight, her family raising questions about her last 5 hours alive. News 4's Melissa Colorado has more on the information they want the department to release.
What happened to her?
A Bronx mother's desperate plea for answers after police confirm 18-year-old Saniyah Cheatham was found unconscious inside a cell at the 41st Precinct early Saturday morning. Cheatham was pronounced dead at nearby Lincoln Hospital. Saniyah Cheatham says her daughter was all smiles at a family cookout in Crotona Park on July 4th, hours before she was arrested.
Oh, she was happy, and I was happy to see her.
The family says after the cookout, Saniyah got into a physical fight with her girlfriend, in which both were arrested. The NYPD has yet to confirm those details, but what police do say is this: around 12:40 a.m., the 18-year-old was found lifeless inside a precinct cell in Longwood. Despite officers performing CPR, it was too late. The NYPD's Force Investigation Division, which investigates cases when a person in police custody dies, is looking into Saniyah's case.
Maybe she said something they didn't like. They roughed her up. They hurt her. I don't believe my daughter committed.
Family says police told them that Saniyah used a sweater to hurt herself.
She did not have on a sweater that day.
The family now calling on the NYPD to release surveillance footage of inside the precinct and demanding that arresting officers turn in their lapel video.
Oh, she cut herself on the bars. I would like to see that.
At this point, the family of Saniyah Cheatham continue to wait for the results of the medical examiner's autopsy report. Her cause of death still pending. In Longwood, Melissa Colorado, News 4 New York.
All right, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. And first of all, we want to say rest in peace to our young sister Saniyah Cheatham, who apparently lost her life at the hands of New York police officers in the 41st Precinct in the Longwood area of the Bronx. And you heard the story where the young lady got in an argument with her girlfriend at a 4th of July cookout. And they're saying when she got to the jail, one article said within 2 minutes of getting there that she took off a sweater and suspended herself from the bars. And as you heard the mother say, show us the videotape. Now, the videotape or the officer's camera have yet to be released, and neither have the family been allowed to see their body at the time of that news report. Now, another report initially, after they said that she had suspended herself in air, they said, well, no, she had a medical emergency and she passed out. Which one is it? And I'm going to play another article that details that contradiction and what they're saying. And we've all seen what has been happening in jails, in prison across the nation, and specifically in New York, where numerous inmates and people in custody have been brutalized, murdered, and assaulted in like fashion. So it is definitely right for the mother and the family and the brother and the loved ones of Saniyah to question the validity of what they're saying happened to our young sister. And this next video highlights the tensions that has begin to arise around that precinct as the family continues to seek answers in the wake of the contradictory statements and the lack of transparency of the people in that precinct. Just watch.
Passionate plea from the family of an 18-year-old found dead inside her cell at a police precinct in the Bronx over the weekend. They're now demanding answers into what led to this. Fox 5's Duarte Geraldino is live in the Longwood section of the Bronx with the very latest on this. Duarte.
Natasha, Bianca, what we know right now is that things are getting really tense out here. So tense, in fact, that police have put up temporary fencing outside the 41st Precinct over here in case there are more protests. This is where that 18-year-old is said to have suffered some sort of deadly medical emergency. But if you ask her mom, she'll say this is all suspicious, and she is demanding truth.
Saniyah! What do we want? Justice! Who are we running for? Saniyah!
And this case is really difficult. According to the NYPD, Saniyah Cheatham was found unconscious in a holding cell just after 12:40 a.m. on Saturday. Officers report trying CPR, and EMS took her to Lincoln Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Police haven't said how she died, but her family says officers told them she herself with a sweater, and they say that just doesn't make sense.
They roughed her up. They hurt her. I don't believe my daughter committed. And it's hurting so bad. It's hurting our family. I just want my daughter back, and she can't come back right now. That's my little precious, my angel. What happened to her? I don't believe she killed herself. She did not have on a sweater that day.
Saniyah's family shared these photos of her. This is how they want her to be remembered, as a college student with good friends. They say she had just gotten into an argument with her girlfriend during a barbecue at Crotona Park. A short time later, she was arrested and brought here to the 41st precinct. Now, the medical examiner's office tells Fox 5 that the cause and manner of death, well, that they're still pending. And this case is under further study. The NYPD's Force Investigation Division is now reviewing what happened. But as far as Saniyah's family goes, they want any surveillance video from inside the precinct and inside that cell in particular released. Anything that could help them answer, how does an 18-year-old go from celebrating a holiday at a barbecue with her family to dying in police custody? In the Longwood section of the Bronx, Duarte Geraldino, Fox 5 News. Natasha, Bianca.
All right, and so there you hear the mother saying once again, she didn't even have on a sweater that day. So how in the world can this young lady do what they said she did to herself? And the sign of guilt is always evident. If you look at them barricading themselves in, once again, they know that they have done wrong. But that is, I guess, the posture of them. Like, okay, well, what are you going to do about it? You can't beat us. And, people are out there, rightfully protesting the same chants. I'm sorry, I got to say it, the same chants. Say her name. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it now? And then what happens next? Hopefully, the community will stay in tune and in touch with seeking for justice, because we know that these things are very reactionary when these things happen. And then, the story just dies over and then people go home until it happens again. So hopefully Saniyah's case will not be one as such. But I want to play you one more video which highlights the contradictory reports that have been given to the family, which once again raise the mighty red flags that this situation or these situations always call for.
This mother is speaking out tonight after authorities say that her 18-year-old daughter died over the weekend while in police custody. News 12's Tim Harfman is outside of the 41st precinct in Longwood with more.
What do we want? Justice! For who? Saniyah!
Family, friends, and community leaders rallying outside of the 41st Police Precinct Tuesday, calling on the NYPD and city officials to be transparent after 18-year-old Saniyah Cheatham died while in police custody. Cheatham's mother demanding answers.
Our family is broken-hearted, broken down. We lost a part of us.
Police first told News 12 Cheatham died by inside of the precinct cell, then later said it was a medical emergency before calling the death suspicious. Cheatham's family says the 18-year-old was on her way home Saturday from a cookout at Crotona Park when she got into a fight with her girlfriend and was arrested for disorderly conduct. Her brother surprised by the incident.
Saniyah's not really a fighter. She would rather talk to you first than hit you or start a fight with you or anything like that.
The family says Cheatham loved writing and was an A student after finishing her freshman year at Bronx Community College.
She was a very loving, sweet, smart girl, outgoing, silly.
The family says this was the first time Cheatham was ever arrested. At this hour, there are still a lot of questions surrounding her death.
I just need to know what happened. I would like to see cameras. I want to see that my daughter. I don't know what to believe.
The medical examiner tells News 12 they conducted an examination yesterday and the results are still pending. We're still working to learn more information from police. This is an ongoing investigation. In Longwood, Tim Harfman, News 12 The Bronx.
All right, and there you hear once again the contradictory nature of their report. First, they said she suspended herself in the air with a sweater. Then they said, well, it was some kind of medical emergency. Then they just said, okay, well, now her death was suspicious. Like, that right there leads me to believe that there is no explanation, and people are trying to get their story straight. And so the family, once again, has not seen the body. No autopsy reports. No cause of death has been listed, and we all know that these medical examiners and coroners work closely in hand with the police to cover up these things. We've seen it before, and there's no doubt that we'll probably see it again. But in this case, once again, she was a young lady, college student, loved by many, and all of her friends were saying, "Well, no, I just talked to her. We talked to her earlier today. Nothing seemed awry. So just a little scuff, just a little riff and tiff with a girlfriend shouldn't bring on such a drastic response. Once again, she's never been in trouble, so they can't pull up her record and say anything of mental health or nothing. So I don't know how they're going to put this one away, but we'll soon see with the video footage that they're released. But I definitely wanted to share this story because once again, I've heard nothing about this. This happened on July 4th. So this is the first day this is coming out, and yet we have once again another Black person, in this case, another young Black woman being, for all intents and purposes, killed by police. In this case, it was the New York Police Department in Longwood section of the Bronx. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Again, thank y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel, and most of all, as always, peace and blessings.